The fan dynamic between Oakland, Sacramento, and Las Vegas when you are talking about the A's is just absolutely wild.
You are Locked On A's, your daily Oakland A's podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day. I am your host, Boonie. That's right, one name. Episodes will drop Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. That is Oakland, Vegas, and yes, Sacramento time. Whether you are on your way to work, driving back from work, or listening casually during the day, thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. I'm from the Bay Area, and I've been a diehard A's fan since '81. I'm here to bring you a real fan's take, covering everything from Oakland to Sacramento to Las Vegas. This is the place for A's fans to get the latest game breakdowns, team news, and more. This is where the passion of the fans takes center stage. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. And please hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Good morning, A's fans, baseball fans, Sacramento fans, Vegas fans, whatever you fall under, I'm not sure. Got an exciting show for you today. Real exciting to announce that we are ready to launch an exciting, thrilling new game show, a new A's trivia game show. That's either going to launch this week or next week, don't know. But today I'm going to go through the format of the show, let you know what the rules are, how it works, all that good stuff later on. Secondly, this off-season so far has been an off-season of question marks. And the questions really haven't been about what's going on the field, but what is going on off the field with regard to the A's and are they going to Vegas? What's going to happen in Sacramento? What off-season moves are the A's going to make? Etc. First, have you really explored the dynamic between the fans of Sacramento, Oakland, and Vegas? It is wild when you're talking about the A's. That's next. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. In all my time of being a sports fan, I have never seen anything like the dynamic of the three A's fan bases in Oakland, in Sacramento, and in Las Vegas. I don't know if you can really call it an A's fan base. In Oakland, they are definitely not A's fans, for sure. And around here, wearing an A's hat is like wearing a Dodgers hat, possibly even worse. You can't say anything good about the A's. Not a player, not a coach, nobody. Or you are instantly dead to the city of Oakland. It is that crazy, that intense. Vegas is excited to get a Major League Baseball team and has had just about enough of the Oakland fans chirping. The Oakland fans have been chirping, putting down the Vegas fan base, and basically rooting against the relocation happening at all. Vegas' take is basically like, hey, listen, you've had 30 plus years to figure it out. Your mayor got recalled, and the city as a whole is falling apart. They are not wrong. At the same time, Oakland fans have a right to be pissed. How MLB and ownership treated that city, yeah, that was wrong. Then you have Sacramento, who you have not heard too much from until it was reconfirmed that the A's will not be adopting the Sacramento name when they announced their rebranding as just Athletics. And Sacramento was justifiably pissed. I think I ranted about that enough yesterday where I will no longer continue with it. This thing has such a political feel to it where you have your blue states, you have your red states, and you have the independents. And I'm not saying which state is red and which state is blue. I'm not going there. I will say the Sacramento fan base is your independents. Now, I have experienced the hate personally, both from the Vegas fan base and the Oakland fan base. God forbid if you give your opinion. And if you change your mind, the backlash is intense. I want to go through each city and talk about why I feel they are right and why I feel they may be wrong. First, let's start with Oakland. Oakland has been treated so wrong. There is zero question about that. How ownership, how Major League Baseball, how everything went down, and how a Major League Baseball team was taken from a city, and how communities were hurt, how jobs were taken. They have every right to be as angry as they are. Without a doubt. Not having the A's in Oakland hurts. And is something that will never be the same. At the end of the day, it is what it is. John Fisher didn't break any laws. Major League Baseball approved this. The owners approved it. Did he? Now, when we're talking about moral laws and what's the right thing to do and what's not the right thing to do, well, that's a whole different story. I thought the whole sell the team movement and the attention the Oakland fan base brought to the A's was a positive one. I loved it. But as the season has ended, it has continued. It almost feels like they are just yelling to yell. It's not about baseball. And thinking back to it, last year was not 2023. The A's had a competitive team. And not one time did they ever talk about baseball. It was always sell the team, which again was a movement that I thought was awesome. But it has continued. It hasn't stopped. And to me, the disrespect they have spewed on other individuals' choice to root for baseball in a certain capacity, whether it's in Vegas, Sacramento, or whatever it may be, is out of hand and ridiculous. It's a joke. The idea in theory that you have to hate the A's is ridiculous. And I support the fact that they continue to attack and go on the offensive with regard to A's ownership and John Fisher. But when you take that hatred and direct it to fans, to baseball people who have nothing to do with Fisher, is just ignorant. The fact that I wear an A's hat is like wearing a Dodgers hat is stupid. Or the fact that wearing an A's hat means I'm a John Fisher supporter is dumb. And I know that's not the A's fan base as a whole, but there is, yes, a good chunk of people that feel that way. Hey, and listen, no longer wanting anything to do with the A's is okay. I get that. I understand. But to continue to spread that hate is a joke. And to continue to direct that hate to individuals that are fans in, let's say, Vegas, or fans that are in Sacramento that just want to support the A's is a joke. 100% joke. And again, I do know that this is not the whole A's fan base, but it is a chunk. And like I said, you no longer want to root for the A's because they're in another city. Makes sense, man. It makes complete sense. I get it. You then have your Vegas fans, who obviously is very, very excited about a Major League Baseball team coming to Las Vegas. I would be too. But they're similar to the Oakland fans in a certain way. In the fact of, if you give your opinion that you don't feel the deal's going to fall, that the deal is going to come in place in Vegas, well, now you're a Vegas hater. You're somehow insulting their particular fan base. There was an episode I put out where I felt that Vegas was not going to happen for X, Y, and Z reasons. Spelled it out pretty clearly. Oh, and was I crucified for that? Unreal. It was unreal. The next day, news came out that Fisher received a commitment from Goldman Sachs and U.S. Bank, if I recall correctly, regarding financing. And I changed my take. And I was bashed by the Oakland fans and branded as a traitor. It was unreal. And I'm an idiot for even getting into a back and forth with these people on social media. I think everyone left this social media. I don't mean to get off track here. And what's going on? People are going to this thing called blue chalk or blue powder or blue trace. Or I don't know exactly. Something with the blue in it. Let me tell you something. I'm surprised people still aren't using MySpace. That's how intact I am with social media. I'm going to make it easy on all 30 of my followers on my personal account, which I'm sure 20 of them are bots, that I'm not going to be going to Blue Magic or whatever it is called. But the back and forth is nuts. The back and forth is absolutely nutty. You know, my take at the time with Vegas was I didn't want the A's going to Vegas, not because I think Vegas is terrible or not good for baseball, is because the Vegas already got the Raiders, which was Oakland's team. And now they're going to get the A's, which again is Oakland's team. And Vegas is an incredible city. You talk about one of the best tourist attraction places in all of the world, it's Las Vegas, no question about it. But that type of city deserved its own franchise. Like they did with the hockey team, the Golden Knights. You see the excitement that's going on there. The Las Vegas Aces as well. I wanted to see Vegas get an expansion team. Now there's been some news lately as far as expansion not happening in 2030 and so forth. So the A's might be a perfect fit for Vegas. The third city is Sacramento. The Independence. I love Sacramento. I lived in Sacramento, actually Roseville, which is about 20 miles east of Sacramento, and had season tickets to the Kings. This is in the late 90s. And you talk about a fan base. This is when the Kings played off Truxell at old Arco Arena. And they had a hell of a fan base. I love the Sacramento fans. I compare them. They're right there neck and neck with the Oakland fans as far as passion. And if the A's were going to leave Oakland, I would want them to go to Sacramento. I would want them to stay in Sacramento because I know the fan base Sacramento has. And again, this isn't anything against Las Vegas. I wanted to see Vegas get an expansion team. Vegas deserved their own team. And I think that's why I was on that rant yesterday with regard to in regard to the A's not adopting Sacramento as the city they're playing in. Because again, the passion of those fans in Sacramento, what they bring to the table as far as a sports town, it's a shame they only have one major league team in there. Which takes me to my predictions on what's going to happen with the A's going forward. Up next. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets and more with Game Time picks. I am looking to go to the Golden State Warriors game tomorrow night when the Atlanta Hawks come to town. What I love about the Game Time experience is the all-in pricing feature, where it shows you the total upfront cost of your ticket with no surprise fees at checkout. It's the only ticketing app that gives me complete peace of mind. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. A lot of questions still remain. Are the A's going to Vegas? What is going on in Sacramento? Are they going back to Oakland? Are the A's going to be a competitive team next year? Lots of questions. I'm going to do my best to give you my opinion and answer most of them. First, yes, I believe they're going to Vegas for sure. No question about it. If financing is the only thing that is in question about it, and let's say that falls through, let's say it doesn't happen, and Fisher needs additional money. It's been widely publicized of him shopping a minority share for $500 million is well known. And obviously, he didn't get it. But if he is short on the funds, can't get the financing, whatever it may be, you know what? He'll get a minority share of $800 million for 45%, let's say, or whatever it may be. One way or the other, he's going to make this deal happen. And if you really look at his outs, what's the worst case possibility that he has to do? It's not that much. He's going to get this deal done. That's my opinion. Sacramento. I know what Sacramento's going to do. They're going to pack in Sutter Health. Ownership's going to treat the city like they didn't exist. Prices on tickets are going to be going at a premium. True fans and true Sacramento fans probably won't be seeing that many games, but they're going to pack in Sutter Health. Are they going back to Oakland? Is an angel going to come from the skies, buy the team, send them back to Oakland, build a new stadium there? I hope so. I really do. The A's belong in Oakland. But no, it's not going to happen. Major League Baseball, and I've touched on this on many of occasions. Major League Baseball has been trying to get the A's out of Oakland for 20 plus years. Now they got them out. They're going to send them back there? No. The mayor just got recalled. The city is falling apart. It's a lot of issues going on. But for now, Oakland's lone franchise is going to be the Oakland Ballers. Hey, and they're a hell of a franchise. You talk about exciting baseball. Go check out a game at Raimondi Park. Go check out the Pioneer League. I'm going to go through a couple different types of rules the Pioneer League has that Major League Baseball doesn't. First of all, there's no extra innings, right? What happens at the end of 9 innings? This is the coolest thing. When I first saw it, I didn't know how I was going to react. If the game's tied at the end of 9 innings, each team picks one batter. And the batter is given 2.5 minutes, I believe. 2.5 minutes to hit as many home runs as possible. They set it up just like home run derby. I'm not kidding. You have 2.5 minutes to hit as many home runs as you can, or 5 outs. If it doesn't go over the fence, it counts as an out. The player with the most home runs at the end of those 2.5 minutes or the 5 outs, the team is declared the winner. It honestly is one of the most thrilling things I have witnessed. It is so cool. How a team gets to the playoffs is that a full season is 96 games. It's broken up into 248 game seasons. The winner of the top 2 teams of the first half and the top 2 teams of the second half of the season get to the postseason. Pretty darn cool. You can also challenge balls and strikes. If a batter or pitcher doesn't like a call, they just simply tap their head. It goes up to the press box. There's a balls and strikes operator at the press box who has TrackMan, and he says whether, the call is overturned or it stands. You can have at most a total of 6 challenges, but let's say you get your first 3 wrong, then you don't have any more challenges. Or you get your first 2 wrong, 1 right, the next one wrong, you don't have any more challenges. So you get up to 6, or unless you get 3 wrong. I believe that's how it works. But the Pioneer League is fun. It is fun baseball. They create a great atmosphere over there at Raimondi Park. Lots of fun. You get a chance to go to a game this year, be sure you do it. Fun place to watch a game. Real fun place. Speaking of fun, we are getting ready to launch a brand new game show. An A's trivia show. I'm going to go through the format, the rules, everything to get you excited. Up next. Today's episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. When I personally look at a sports book, there are 2 things that are most important to me. Is it easy to deposit? And more importantly, is it easy to withdraw? FanDuel checks both boxes for me. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Welcome to the set of the Locked On A's Trivia Show. This show is set to launch next week, and the rules are really, really simple. You see the scoreboard below me? There'll be contestants to my right, a contestant to my left, and they see the categories to my right as well. Each contestant will get 3 questions from each category. They get 1 of 3 right, they'll get 1 run. 2 of 3, 2 runs. 3 of 3, etc. In the first, in the bottom of first, top of 2, bottom 2, and so on until we reach the 9th. Once we reach the 9th, depending on what a team is down, they'll get a 3-part question, 4-part question, 5-part question. For example, if you're down 4 runs and you want to go for the win, name the 5 players in Oakland A's history who have thrown a no-hitter. If they get all 5 right, they will be the winner. If they come up a bit short, they will be the loser. The champion stays on and will return the following week to defend his title against somebody new. Spots are still open to sign up. Email us lockedonathletics@gmail.com, or you can direct message me on Twitter, X, not Blue World, Twitter or X @LockedOnA's. Hope to see you here next week. Very excited about the show. Can't wait. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen today. For your second listen, find Locked On MLB. Baseball guru Sully brings a daily blend of humor and baseball, keeping you updated on every rumor and story throughout the offseason. Find Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. I will see you tomorrow.